Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the eTrailer tilting and folding cargo carrier on a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now this cargo carrier is 24 by 60, and that's going to be large enough to get a lot of your accessories loaded up, whether it be your camping gear, whether it be some home projects, whatever it may be. And the glory of having things stored outside your vehicle is if you are picking up maybe some mulch or dirt or things for your garden, you can have it outside, not have to worry about getting the inside of your vehicle dirty. Also, if you're going on vacation and you have some coolers or some things that just take up a bunch of space and take space away from people, this is going to be a great opportunity to add some real estate to your vehicle and still have all your cargo with you. Now, this has a 500-pound capacity on it, so you can load up quite a bit of stuff on here and it's going to hold it great. You also have a bunch of different spots to put some straps around it to make sure it stays secure while traveling. Now, if you're wondering how this interacts with your Jeep, you're going to see from the furthest point on the rear fascia to the closest part on the actual cargo carrier, it's about 13.5 inches. Now, overall length added on to the vehicle is going to be right about 39 inches. And that's important to note. If you're used to just driving your vehicle around without something added on, you are adding a little over 3 foot. So if you're backing into your garage or whatever it may be, you want to keep mind of that. Now, our measurement for ground clearance in the back is going to be about 18.5 inches. Now, something to note, as this is extended past on your vehicle, as you go up an incline, this is going to want to get closer to the ground, and it's going to kind of exaggerate that angle. So do be careful, keep that in mind when you are going up an incline or if you're going over some rough terrain. Now, if you are going on an adventure or a road trip, there's a lot of times where you pack stuff in the back of the vehicle and you need to gain access. And if you have this loaded up, not to worry. You'll still be able to probably get access to your hatch depending on how high you stack, just by taking your clip here. We're going to take our pin out here as well. And then you can see it actually rests here, so it tilts down, allowing you to open up your rear hatch. Now, the nice thing that we have about the distance on the shank is it pushes the cargo carrier far back, so you can stack pretty high as long as it's even with this rail before this makes any contact. So that's a pretty nice feature in itself. You don't even have to tilt, you can stack pretty high. Now, keep in mind, if you do have your accessories stacked up fairly high, you may lose the ability to be using your reverse camera. So that's something to keep in mind. You're adding distance onto your vehicle and you might actually block that camera, so you may have to use your normal mirrors, which kind of can be a hindrance. But if you are loaded up, generally you're kind of looking past that. Something else, it might actually block your license plate as well. So something to keep in mind when stacking up whatever you may have in your cargo carrier. Now, if you're not hauling gear but you still want to keep it on the vehicle, that's no problem as well, as it does have a folding up feature. So we'll simply pull our pins out here, and then I'll come to this side, and as you can see, this actually tilts up. We can put our pin in place here. Our other pin can go in either of the remaining holes, so we'll put it in this one, and you'll have your clip ready for when you're ready to use it. Now, here you can see from the furthest point of the rear fascia onto the vehicle, we've only added a foot. So this is going to be really nice if you plan on parking in your garage, or if you're going somewhere where you need to park in tight spaces, you can gain that extra room just by folding this up by moving just a pin. Now, something that's really nice and included is going to be the anti-rattle hitch bolt. So the way this works is once you get your pin in, you're going to tighten this down, and that's going to kind of pull the actual cargo carrier shank into the receiver tube opening, and that's going to keep that rattle to a minimum. So as I move the vehicle back and forth, you can see it's not slopping around in the actual receiver tube, which is nice. It kind of keeps some of that clanking around, and it just makes for a much smoother ride when you have this loaded up. Now, something else I'll point out here is we actually have an alignment sleeve here. Once you have it in place, you can actually put the sleeve in place, and when you slide it in, you know that hole will be aligned right where you need to put your pin. And that was a look at the eTrailer tilting and folding cargo carrier on a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee.